Part 2. Directions. In this part, you will hear 3 conversations. The conversations will not be repeated. There are 4 questions for each conversation. For each question, choose the right answer, A, B, C, or D. Then on the answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Questions 9 to 12.
Listen to part of a conversation between a student and a professor.
First, you have some time to look at questions 9 to 12.
Hi, Professor Wallerstein.
Hi, Joyce. What can I do for you?
Remember how I asked you if I could have an extension to finish my final paper for the term? Well, I have a little problem.
Right. I said that you could hand the paper in on Thursday morning before I leave for my conference. Oh, that's tomorrow already. Okay, so what's the problem?
Well, my computer crashed and I lost the paper, all my notes, my final revisions, everything. I don't know what to do now. I really put a lot of work into this paper. Remember how I showed you my draft twice? I don't want you to think that
Okay, look, these kinds of things happen. Have you checked with the computer support department to see if they can recover your paper from your computer? A guy named James over there is really great. He helped me with a similar problem once. Why don't you talk to him and see what he can do?
Yeah, I know him. I already went there this morning. He said my computer had this big virus, and that's what crashed it. And well, it pretty much ate my hard drive.
I see. Well, I still need your paper by tomorrow so that I can get the final grades in before I leave. You still have your last draft that I commented on, right?
Yeah.
Now, I realize that I handed the most recent one back to you last week, but why don't you try to outline some of the major revisions you made? Then you can type it all up in one of the computer labs and get it to me by tomorrow morning. It just isn't possible for me to give you an extension beyond that. Unfortunately, I don't get to decide when grades are due.
Well, I'll give it a shot, but I know it's not going to be as good as what I wrote before the computer crashed.
I understand that, Joyce, but we don't always get to choose our deadlines, so just do the best you can and get it to me by tomorrow. If you don't agree with the grade you end up with, we can discuss it before next semester starts up. Your second draft showed that you made considerable improvements over your first, and I always consider a student's efforts toward improvement a factor in my grading.
Okay, thanks, Professor. I'll get the paper to you first thing in the morning.
Great, I can't wait to read it. I'll be in my office between 9 and 10. Good luck. Why does the student go to see her professor?
What does the student say about the computer support department? What did James say about the woman's computer? Listen again to part of the conversation. Then answer the question.
Okay, look, these kinds of things happen. Have you checked with the computer support department to see if they can recover your paper from your computer? A guy named James over there is really great. He helped me with a similar problem once. Why don't you talk to him and see what he can do?
What can be inferred about the professor's attitude?
Questions 13 to 16.
Now listen to part of a conversation between a student and a university housing official.
First, you have some time to look at questions 13 to 16.
Hi, can I help you?
Yeah, I wanted to talk to somebody about my housing bill.
Sure, maybe I can help you. What seems to be the problem?
Well, see, I got this bill in the mail the other day saying that I still owe $2,300 for my dorm room this semester, but I'm sure that I already paid it all.
That's strange. Let's take a look at your record in the system. What's your student ID number?
37429937.
Okay, Jeff Terrence, right? Well, my computer is showing that we received a payment of $3,700 on January 6th, but your total due for a single is $6,000 per semester. So your bill seems to be correct, actually. Would you like to pay the remainder now?
No, look, this can't be right. Did you say single as in a single room?
That's right. Our records show that you're in Smith Tower, room 215, a single dorm room.
Well, I am in room 215, just not in Smith Tower. I changed rooms at the end of the fall, but I'm still in Burns Hall, and I have a roommate now.
Well then, let's see. I think you're going to have to fill out an H-7 form requesting a refund of the $2,300 you still owe.
What? That doesn't make sense. I shouldn't owe any money. But I mean, if you want to give me a refund, that's cool.
You won't get an actual refund. That's just how we handle it on paper. Now, wait a second. I just remembered that something like this happened last summer. What you can do, actually, is get your RA, the resident assistant for your floor, to write a letter to the Associate Director of Student Housing, James Fredrickson. Ask your RA to verify that you are in Burns Hall, room 215, and that you have a roommate. Then we'll update your record in our system and…
Hold on. I think I'd better get a pen to write this down. Okay, so who's this guy again, the one I need to write to?
James Fredrickson. He's the Associate Director of this office. As I was saying, once your RA sends the letter and we update your record, you'll get a confirmation in the mail. Then you'll have to stop by security to get a new sticker for your ID card. That sticker will prove that you're living where you are, should there be any problems next semester with your housing bill.
Sounds good. I just have one more question.
Sure.
Well, over at registration, they said I have a hold on my account since they think that I, owe money. How long do you think this will take?
Let's see. If your RA gets the letter in today, we could probably have it cleared up in a day or two.
Thanks, I'm on it.
Why does the student go to the student housing office? What does the woman say the student needs to do after he gets a confirmation letter? Listen again to part of the conversation. Then answer the question.
Well then, let's see. I think you're going to have to fill out an H-7 form requesting a refund of the $2,300 you still owe.
What? That doesn't make sense. I shouldn't owe any money. But I mean, if you want to give me a refund, that's cool.
Number 10. Why does the student say this?
But I mean, if you want to give me a refund, that's cool.
What will the student most likely do next?
Questions 17 to 20.
Listen to part of a conversation between a student and her professor.
First, you have some time to look at questions 17 to 20.
Hi, Professor Plummer. Do you have a minute?
Sure, Liz, sit down. I'm just finishing up the latest online self-test for class. There, now, just this, and great, it's ready for you. Are you finding the online stuff helpful?
Actually, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Well, I was wondering, have there been problems with the site lately?
Problems? What do you mean?
Well, I haven't been able to do the last quiz. I mean, I can get on the site, but it's so slow. It's really frustrating. There's like a delay with everything I type.
A delay?
Yeah, I don't see the letters immediately as I type them, like I do in a word processing document, for instance. And then all of a sudden, they'll show up, the letters, in a group. It's so disconcerting. I end up making a lot of mistakes that way. It's like talking and hearing your words delayed rather than as you say them. You know what I mean? Hasn't anyone else complained?
No, Liz, no one has. And I was just online myself with the final run-through of the latest test. I didn't have any problems at all.
I really need these self-tests and all the other stuff you've been putting online. It's really useful, Professor. I don't know what to do now. Why am I the only one having trouble?
Well, Liz, maybe you have a virus.
I thought about that, but I've been running an antivirus program all the time I'm on my computer.
What about spyware and adware? Do you have a program for that?
Well, sure, my antivirus program.
I doubt it, Liz. Most antivirus programs aren't set up to look for spyware or adware. You need a separate program for that. There are several good ones out there.
And that spyware, adware stuff, it could make my computer act funny?
Sure could. The people who make these nuisance programs should be shut down. If you ask me, it's an unethical business practice to sneak them onto people's computers. The problem you're describing makes me think this might be what's happening, especially if you were able to access the online site before without any problems.
Yeah, I was. That's why I was so sure it had to be something with your site rather than with my computer. I log on one night and it's fine. The next night, it just doesn't work. Guess I'd better stop by the computer store and get an anti-spyware program, huh?
Well, first I'd recommend taking your computer to the computer help desk and having it checked out to be sure this is the problem. They usually know their stuff.
Right, that's a good idea. Thanks a lot, Professor.
Good luck, Liz.
What problem is the student having? The student assures the professor that she uses antivirus software. Why does the professor still think the problem is with the student's computer? Listen again to part of the conversation. Then answer the question.
Well, I haven't been able to do the last quiz. I mean, I can get on the site, but it's so slow. It's really frustrating. I can't... There's like a delay with everything I type.
A delay?
Number 10. Why does the professor say this?
A delay?
What will the student probably do next?
That is the end of Part 2.